Hey guys, it's Melanie here from Christian YA Books and More, and today I'm going to give you my traveling wrap up. So I didn't get very much read when I was traveling, and a lot of that had to do with a couple aspects. We were in the middle of fire zones, so I was very conscious of what we were doing. I was the co-pilot, so I was in charge of helping us navigate, though I'm terrible at it. And I still end up just referring back to the GPS. But that's another story. Anyways, what I want to talk about is how much I did get read. I really tried to read when we got to our hotels or the cabins we rented. I really tried to engage in reading, but there was so much to do that we actually didn't end up reading quite a lot, or it needed my attention, or I needed to help out with the activities, so I didn't get to a lot of reading that I anticipated on. And like I said, usually a lot of my reading, the majority of my reading when we go on road trips is while I'm the co-pilot and I get to read while he's driving. So, but this time around we didn't get a lot of that, so I got like a couple of pages in to Dauntless by Dina Slayman, literally page 8. I know you guys hate me dog earing, but that is my page, and that is where I got to page 8. And the reason why I picked this up was because actually I was trying to finish, and I was kind of in a reading slump because of this, but I was trying to finish On Love's Gentle Shore by Liz Johnson. This is a story, Natalie O'Ryan, she goes to Prince Edward Island because her fiance asked to go there to kind of learn more about her and kind of, you know, as an honor to her to have their wedding in where she came from. They came from Nashville, but she actually lived on Prince Edward Island. I really enjoyed the idea of this book. I love the premise, and I really enjoyed some of the like social issues that Liz brought out in this. I didn't enjoy a lot of the gossiping. I don't know if that's necessarily a good representation of PEI, and I think because I was on the Canada 150 going into this book, I was expecting a lot more Canadian sort of elements, and there was some given, and granted, I have never been to PEI, so I don't know a ton of that specific area, but as a Canadian book, it kind of was lacking a little bit in that area. I could feel the undertone of drawls, I could feel the undertone of American characteristics in them, but I also kept in mind that this Natalie and her fiance, which we barely see in this book, they came from Nashville, so obviously she left early on when she was a young teenager. She kind of ran away and went there. She had a very troublesome upbringing on PI. She was abused, and she had a stutter, and she deals with embarrassment, which I totally relate to. And I really appreciated those social aspects being brought out in this story and how it can affect your future in your life. I love that aspect. The neglect of parents do to their children really does have a lasting impact, as we see in this story, even as adults. They think that it doesn't, but it actually does, and I really love that social issues that were brought up in this book especially. And unfortunately, it is something that we have to deal with and grapple through, is the past and different things that can affect your life even as an adult, as we see in Natalie's case, which is really, I appreciate so much. So having said that, though, there was some like typical American things that I really saw in this book, and I think because she's actually an American author and only went there to visit, and sometimes you lose that. You can write about it, but there's this element that was definitely missing there that I felt was truly Canadian. And being on the road trip for Canada 150, it was kind of like I was trying to finish this, but I just wasn't feeling it completely there. I just wasn't feeling it. When I got home, though, and we settled in and I went back into reading mode, it was a lot easier to read and pick up, and I kind of as I read, I just said, don't think of it as a Canadian book. Think of it as a book written by an American author trying to encapsulate Canadian heritage in a sense. And that was a lot easier for me going into this book. Then I was able to like really kind of separate the two and not think of it as a Canadian person. But she obviously would have, Natalie, the main character, obviously would have picked up a lot of American things and accents and things like that, and that really showed come in the end of the book. You could see that there was this separation and this character held both elements in her, and it was kind of nice how Liz played that out. And obviously it was something that she thought about as she was writing this book, so I kind of appreciated it. In the end, I really loved it, and I like how it wrapped up. Again, like there was some character issues there with me, with the fiance not being around and stuff, and but I loved how Liz, like a lot of the stuff that happened in the beginning was really slow, but come like about midway it really picked up, and things that were happening that you couldn't really connect in the beginning, and that's why it kind of felt slow, started to pull together in the end. And her character flaws, her character issues, some of her character things that you were not connecting with right away started to like really connect in the end. And I love how Liz wrapped this story up. I think overall I gave it about 3.5 stars. And just so you guys know, 3 stars is not a bad star rating for me. It is, I liked this book. 2 and under is definitely bad star rating for me. 2 is like, I don't like this book. 1 is, this is not even worth my time, and I probably will DNF it if I'm gonna give it a 1 anyways. So 3 is, I liked this book. 3.5 is, I really like this book. 4 is, I love this book, and 5 is, this is the best book. This is phenomenal. So just so you guys know, those are my ratings standards, and this is the 3.5 star rating. I'm not a huge romance only, and this is really a romance only. There wasn't a lot of plot driven elements to this book, and I think that was part of my issue, but from overall this was pretty good, and I really enjoyed it, and I love how it was set in PEI. Even if it's from an American author, I just appreciate Canada being in books. So yes, really good. I did end up finishing it after my road trip, but I did finish it, so it was good. You guys can keep up with my reviews, and I'll post it on Goodreads soon, so yes. Another book that I did read during my road trip was the Bible, and so I love to read this out loud while we're on the road trip, and we usually gain a lot of insight together as a family. So we read quite a bit of this, and that was really nice, a nice element to our road trip. And of course very Canadian, because Canada was based on people coming over for faith, and my personal family, the Scottish side of me, came as Presbyterians because they were fighting for their faith. And yeah, so that's pretty exciting and cool for me. So we wanted to develop that element, but we also, on road trips, we totally do this all the time. So that was one of the things I did read. And then we had this honkin' book. Actually, I have my glasses as my bookmark because this is so big. I'm on page 291. I did not get to this book, even though I really wanted to, and it was on my dashboard the entire time. It's Over My Dead Body by Sandra Orchid, a Canadian author. And this is plot driven. Like, knock my socks off. This was so good, so good. I'm having a hard time not finishing this like tonight. So I have way too much things to do. I got laundry and dishes and a ton of other stuff to do. So I'm quickly doing this video for you guys. But yes, this book is so good. I did not read it in my travels. I really only read those 8 pages in the Bible. Yeah, that was pretty much all my reading I got to. And I picked up books, which I'm sure you guys saw in the book haul that I just did. But yes, I'm finishing this book very soon. I have to work on the books of the month for our club meeting. I need to get Unraveling and all the new books that we just posted on the Goodreads book club that you guys need to check out, that me and Angela do together. We got some really exciting stuff in there, some new stuff I've never read, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so I will give you guys an update on this later. I am not totally done it yet, so I'm really excited about finishing that. And yes, I think that's it for my traveling wrap up. I really didn't get a lot done, but when I came home, I did get a lot more reading in, so I was pretty excited about that. And I hope you guys' reading is going good. For those that are doing the BookTube-a-thon, I wish you luck and I hope you have a great time reading and just enjoying this. I hope you have some really good challenges, and I hope that you guys chose like one of them being the Bible to read outside. I think that would be really fun. I think next year, if they have that challenge again, that is what I'm gonna do for the BookTube-a-thon. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys have a great summer. Bye!